Have you ever felt like a small boat drifting in the vast ocean of social connections, yearning to anchor in the hearts and minds of those around you? In today's world, where thousands of voices shout for attention, it's easy to feel lost, unnoticed, and undervalued. But did you know there's an ancient philosophy that can act as your compass, guiding you to become someone who is not just another face in the crowd, but truly important to those around you? Welcome to a meaningful journey where ancient wisdom meets modern life. Today, we're diving deep into the art of making yourself a priority in others' lives, not through manipulation or superficial tactics, but through the profound and authentic principles of Stoicism. In this journey, we will explore how to become a beacon in the sea of relationships, shining brightly enough to be seen, valued, and cherished. How to cultivate true self-worth in life. Step 1. Context and problem. In our search for significance in the complex world of social relationships, we often encounter a disheartening imbalance, a prevailing sense that we hold others in higher regard than they do us. This feeling, often shadowed by the unsettling notion of being undervalued, leads us to a deep exploration of self-worth. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy rich in wisdom, offers us a guiding light in this journey. Rooted in the teachings of philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, Stoic philosophy emphasizes an internal locus of control. Marcus Aurelius profoundly stated in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." This powerful statement reinforces the Stoic belief that true worth and contentment arise not from external validation, but from within. Step 2. Solution and application. In this exploration of how to strengthen our significance in the lives of others, we turn to the rich wisdom of Stoicism and broader philosophical thought for practical methods. The goal here is not manipulation or superficial tricks, but rather fostering an authentic, wise approach to building high-value relationships. At the heart of Stoicism is the wisdom of understanding and controlling what lies within our power. As Epictetus famously said, we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. In relationships, this means focusing on our actions, reactions, and the genuineness of our interactions with others. This approach not only helps us become more respected and valued in the eyes of others, but it also helps us become more authentic and valuable to ourselves. Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic philosopher, stated, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." These profound words remind us that in social relationships, we must present ourselves in an authentic way, adhering to our own principles, so that others may value these qualities and a meaningful connection can be built. Step 3. Stoic principles in relationships. The Stoic philosophers also believed in the power of self-reflection and independence within relationships. Marcus Aurelius taught that the value of a person is determined by the value they place on themselves. This idea is central to Stoicism. Our self-worth should not be dictated by others' opinions, but should come from within. Seneca further emphasized that we should surround ourselves with people who elevate us, rather than those who drain our energy or leave us feeling undervalued. He wisely advised, associate with people who are likely to improve you. This suggests that cultivating relationships where both parties grow together is the path to creating fulfilling, high-value connections. Epictetus also spoke about the power of choice in relationships. He reminded us that we can't control how others perceive us, but we can control how we respond to those perceptions. When we stop seeking external validation and begin valuing ourselves for who we truly are, we become more secure in our interactions with others, leading to healthier, more meaningful relationships. Step 4. Practical action. Stoicism offers not just philosophical insights, but also practical ways to enhance the quality of our relationships. At the heart of this philosophy is the idea of managing our presence and time intentionally. Marcus Aurelius, as both a Stoic philosopher and a Roman emperor, understood the value of time and presence. He taught that time is one of the few things we can control in a world often ruled by external events. Being mindful of how we spend our time and with whom we spend it can deeply impact the quality of our relationships. By applying Stoic principles such as cultivating self-awareness, prioritizing our time, and embodying authenticity, we can foster deeper connections and become more valued in the lives of others. The goal is not to manipulate or control, but to show up as our best selves and to cultivate relationships that reflect mutual respect, understanding, and growth. By living with intention, we can transform our connections and create relationships that truly enrich our lives. In the end, Stoicism teaches us that by focusing on our internal growth and fostering authentic connections, we can become the person others genuinely value and appreciate someone who stands out, not by shouting for attention, but by being deeply present and engaged. In Stoic philosophy, managing our availability isn't just a strategic move, it's a reflection of the value we place on our own time and energy. By being discerning about when and how we engage with others, we communicate to them that our time is precious, which in turn enhances our own worth in their eyes. Marcus Aurelius emphasized purposeful action, suggesting that we should make deliberate decisions about our interactions rather than reacting impulsively. Seneca, another revered Stoic philosopher, echoed this by advising us to be selective with our time and company. Sometimes, by stepping back and giving others space to miss us, we elevate our value in their lives. Seneca wisely noted, "True happiness is to be free from the yoke of our own desires and to be able to relax, laying aside our anxieties." This insight reminds us that we don't need constant validation from others. Absence can often enhance our relationships by allowing others to appreciate our presence more fully. Epictetus took this further by stressing the importance of focusing on what is within our control. He said, "Only the educated are free." In the context of relationships, this education means understanding that we have the power to control our time and attention. By managing our availability, we assert our self-respect and self-worth, which naturally leads to greater respect and appreciation from others. Western philosophy and psychology also align with Stoic principles. Aristotle's idea of the golden mean advocates for balance in all things, including social interactions. This balance encourages us to find a middle ground between being constantly available and completely out of reach. Carl Jung's concept of individuation, which involves integrating our needs and boundaries, supports this approach to managing our relationships. Through self-awareness, we can create healthier interactions where our presence and time are truly valued. The key to being valued by others isn't about playing games or being elusive. It's about respecting our own time and teaching others to do the same. By carefully managing when and how we show up in relationships, we can create a dynamic where our presence is genuinely appreciated. Remember, it's not about controlling others or manipulating outcomes. Instead, it's about making wise, intentional choices in how we engage with the world around us, ensuring that our interactions are meaningful and impactful. Step 5. Developing patience as a virtue. In the realm of Stoic philosophy, patience is elevated to an art form of vital skill for thriving amidst life's inevitable turmoil. Marcus Aurelius, known for his meditative reflections, viewed patience as a form of inner strength, a shield against external disturbances. "You have power over your mind, not outside events," he wrote. This statement embodies the Stoic essence of patience. It's not about waiting passively for things to change, but about maintaining composure and resilience, no matter what life throws our way. Seneca shared a similar perspective, seeing patience as an active resistance against the rush of life. He advised, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." This wisdom teaches us that patience isn't passive. It's an active engagement with our emotions, requiring us to pause, reflect, and choose thoughtful responses rather than impulsive reactions. Epictetus, too, placed great emphasis on the dichotomy of control, stressing that while we can't control external events, we always have the power over how we respond. "No man is free who is not master of himself," he asserted, showing that true freedom comes from self-mastery. Patience, in this sense, is a manifestation of that self-mastery, a quiet strength that allows us to endure, persevere, and make wise decisions despite external circumstances. Western psychology and philosophy support this notion as well. Aristotle's concept of the golden mean, which advocates for balance, suggests that patience lies between two extremes: passive inaction and rash impulsiveness. Carl Jung's work on individuation emphasizes self-awareness and emotional regulation, which naturally leads to healthier relationships and a greater sense of inner peace. In contemporary terms, practicing patience means learning to embrace the present moment without being consumed by the desire for immediate results or reactions. In today's fast-paced world, this quality is incredibly valuable. People are naturally drawn to those who exhibit calmness and resilience in the face of adversity. Patience exudes confidence, stability, and emotional intelligence, qualities that are highly attractive in any relationship. By cultivating this Stoic virtue, we not only become more resilient individuals, but also more valued and appreciated by those around us. Step 6. Prioritizing yourself. In Stoicism, the practice of self-prioritization is considered a vital aspect of leading a balanced life. Far from being selfish or indulgent, prioritizing oneself is about understanding that our well-being, peace of mind, and personal growth must come first in order to thrive and engage meaningfully with others. Stoicism teaches that we must invest in our own growth and inner strength, which ultimately allows us to offer more to others. It's a reminder that to form truly valuable and enriching relationships, we must first value and take care of ourselves. The concept of self-prioritization finds strong echoes in various Western philosophical and psychological teachings, emphasizing the necessity of valuing oneself in order to be valued by others. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher, stressed the importance of self-regard, famously stating, "If you do not have respect for yourself, no one else will." This quote highlights the Stoic belief that self-respect forms the foundation of how others perceive and treat us. When we prioritize our own needs and learn to say no, we signal to others that our time and energy are valuable and worthy of respect. Seneca, another prominent Stoic thinker, also advocated for the practice of self-care, asserting that caring for oneself is essential to living a fulfilled life. In his writings, he reflected, "We are not given a short life, but we make it short, and we are not ill-supplied, but wasteful of it." This observation implies that neglecting to prioritize ourselves results in a wasted life. By saying no when necessary, we preserve our resources and lead lives of quality both in time spent and in the depth of our relationships and endeavors. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, emphasized the importance of control, particularly over our actions and choices. He taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This philosophy is central to self-prioritization. When we choose to prioritize our needs, we are consciously deciding how to respond to the demands of others, thus maintaining control over our lives. From a broader psychological perspective, Carl Jung's concept of individuation aligns closely with Stoic self-prioritization. Jung argued that achieving a strong, distinct personality separate from collective influences requires prioritizing oneself. This process of individuation leads to a more defined self, which in turn commands respect and importance from others. Aristotle's notion of the golden mean, the ideal balance between two extremes, also supports the idea of self-prioritization. Aristotle taught that virtue lies in finding balance, which includes balancing our own needs with the needs of others. Saying no is not an act of selfishness, but rather a practice of maintaining that balance. By applying these Stoic and philosophical principles, we learn that prioritizing ourselves is not selfish, but essential for being respected and valued by others. It helps us manage our personal resources effectively, setting clear boundaries and standards for how we should be treated. When we demonstrate respect for our own time and energy, we naturally inspire others to do the same. This act of self-respect not only benefits our mental and emotional well-being, but it also enhances our social and professional relationships, fostering a healthier, more fulfilling life. Step 7. Time management as a Stoic practice. Seneca, one of the leading figures in Stoic philosophy, offers profound insights into the wise use of time, a concept that resonates both with ancient wisdom and modern thought. For Seneca, time management wasn't just about efficiency or productivity, it was about living a meaningful life and making conscious, purposeful choices. In his essay on the shortness of life, Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Life is long enough, and a sufficiently generous amount has been given to us for the highest achievements if it were all well invested." This encapsulates the Stoic view that time, once lost, is irretrievable. Seneca urges us to be discerning with how we spend our time and with whom we spend it, emphasizing that our time is an invaluable and finite resource that deserves to be used wisely. This principle aligns with the thoughts of Aristotle, who also stressed the importance of engaging in activities that nurture our soul. Aristotle believed that eudaimonia, flourishing or living a life of virtue, is the highest good for humanity. This can only be achieved by dedicating our time to activities that align with our true nature and personal growth. By wisely managing our time, we can devote more of it to pursuits that bring us closer to fulfillment and happiness. Plato, too, recognized the importance of self-reflection and personal development. He famously stated, "An unexamined life is not worth living," suggesting that an essential component of time management is dedicating time to introspection and contemplation. This allows us to understand ourselves better, identify our true goals, and make meaningful decisions. In the context of time management, it is not just about being busy or efficient. It's about investing our time in ways that bring deeper meaning and personal growth. By following these timeless philosophical teachings, we learn that managing our time wisely is a key step toward living a purposeful, fulfilling life. The Stoic approach to time teaches us to prioritize what truly matters, invest in our personal growth, and ensure that we are living in alignment with our values. Ultimately, the conscious management of time not only improves our quality of life, but also enhances our ability to connect with others in meaningful and enriching ways. Understanding ourselves and our place in the world is a lifelong journey. From a psychological perspective, Carl Jung's concept of individuation provides valuable insight into this process. Jung emphasized the importance of personal development and self-realization, believing that by thoughtfully choosing how we spend our time, we engage in activities that contribute to both our psychological and personal growth. Similarly, Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, underscored the significance of focusing on what we can control. He taught that we should not squander time on external circumstances beyond our control, but instead direct our energy towards the choices and actions we can govern. This approach to time management is about making deliberate decisions that align with our values and long-term goals. Step 8. Autonomy. Epicurus, a philosopher famous for his profound insights on happiness and the good life, argued that true freedom is rooted in self-mastery. He famously stated, "No man is free who is not master of himself," which encapsulates a core principle of personal autonomy. His philosophy, while distinct from Stoicism, shares the conviction that inner peace and freedom come from self-governance. Epicurus believed that pleasure understood as the absence of pain and disturbance is achieved through simple living, cultivating personal virtues, and managing our desires. This perspective urges us to reflect on our emotional responses and decision-making, suggesting that true freedom is found not in external circumstances, but in how we manage our internal states. This notion of internal mastery is echoed in Stoic teachings, particularly in the words of Epictetus, who stated, "We are disturbed not by events, but by the views which we take of them." This emphasizes that our perception of events more than the events themselves shapes our peace of mind. Both Epicurus and the Stoics advocate for mastering our inner world as the key to attaining true freedom. From a broader philosophical standpoint, Aristotle's concept of eudaimonia, flourishing, aligns with the idea of self-mastery. Aristotle argued that living according to reason and virtue leads to the highest form of happiness, a state closely linked to having control over one's emotions and actions. In psychology, Carl Jung's emphasis on individuation, becoming aware of oneself, resonates with this idea. Jung believed that understanding and integrating the various aspects of our personality leads to psychological wholeness and autonomy, much like the practices advocated by both Epicurus and the Stoics. Plato's philosophy also underscores the importance of self-governance. In his dialogues, he explores the theme of ruling oneself as a prerequisite for governing others. He suggested that self-mastery, the ability to govern our passions and impulses, is essential for a harmonious and virtuous life. As we conclude this exploration, remember that the path to self-mastery and inner freedom is taken step by step. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice." Let us strive to be masters of our own lives, not swayed by the actions or opinions of others, but guided by our own virtues and wisdom. Thank you for joining me on this insightful journey through Stoic wisdom and philosophical thought. If this resonated with you, I encourage you to dive deeper into self-discovery and empowerment by exploring our playlists. There, you'll find more enriching content to guide you on your path to personal growth and tranquility. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. Your support helps us continue this journey together. Stay wise, stay curious, and until next time, embrace the path of self-mastery and make every moment count.